Hello, oil enthusiasts. Hold on to your diffusers because it's about to get wild and fragrant in here. In today's episode, we'll be discussing the release and receive portion of the phases of emotional freedom. We all require inner work, so why not learn the proven method that can give you the skills needed for personal healing? If you're interested in learning this method on how to heal yourself mentally and emotionally, this mini series will be a great tool for you. This episode highlights the action of release and receive. Don't forget to stick around to the end of the day or end of this podcast for our scoop of the day. Welcome to the Essential Oil Scoop, where we're all about sass, class, and a whole lot of plant-based fun. I'm your host, Vicky Labrilia, and I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Sarah Sipos. Together, we're going to be your guides to the world of essential oils. And trust us, there's no better team for the job. With my passion for natural wellness and Sarah's encyclopedia-like knowledge of essential oils and our sparkling wit and charm, we'll be diving into the world of essential oils, giving you all the tips, tricks, and the juicy scoop that you need to make the most of those potent plant extracts. Don't forget to share, like, save, subscribe, and follow our podcast so you get notified every time we upload a new episode. So grab your favorite oils and your favorite drink, put on your listening ears, and let's get ready to have some fun with essential oils. Hi, Sarah. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you, my friend?
You know what? I'm excited. We are finishing up this epic series of education, and this step 2 process of release and receive is going to be a really vital part to our series. Wouldn't you agree?
I think honestly, this is like the capstone almost. Like this is learning to receive and release and then receive is like it's a biblical principle. Like it literally talks about it in the Bible, and we'll get into that in a few minutes. But like it's it's what my husband would refer to as an eternal principle. It's like truth is truth is truth is truth. And this is one of those like truths that you can't you can't receive when there's not enough room, right? And so we need to release some of those stagnant emotions, those stagnant things that so we can allow ourselves to receive, right? Like think of like a Ziploc bag. You can only get so much stuff into a Ziploc bag without it bursting open, right? It's kind of
Correct.
how we are too. Like we can only receive so much before we're ready to like burst. And this is where we have like emotional breakdowns and we have all the things because we get to that point of not being able to hold it all in anymore and we just explode. And generally, we end up exploding on the wrong people at the wrong moment at the wrong time. And then we get more guilt that seeps into there. So it's
Yeah.
such a key principle of emotional work. Such a key principle.
So today, Sarah and I are going to highlight 3 powerful essential oils that we feel will pair really well with this step 2, as far as releasing and then being able to receive. Because you know what? We must release our trapped negative emotions before we can receive positive feelings. Facts. Like Sarah said, facts are facts are facts. Emotional healing occurs as old feelings surface and release. So let's talk about them surfacing for a moment. Okay, there are signs that your body is releasing trauma that we sometimes don't know about. Okay, so for instance, let's let's talk about this for a moment, because our bodies give us signals every single day, hundreds times throughout a day. So if you are possibly feeling one of the following, I can guarantee that your body on the back end is trying to navigate and work through your emotions so you can receive the light. So if you're crying periodically throughout the day, that's a possible sign. Um, your energy is depleted. You know, you are lethargic. Your hunger, your daily consumption of food, like that desire is no longer there. Those are just a few of the signs that your body is trying to release trauma. Right, Sarah? I mean, you may sweat for no reason, you might start clenching your fists. I don't know about you, but I know when I get under a time crunch, I start my my feet and my hands become tighter, like legit feel tighter. I'm being restricted. Well, I'm not trying to do that. It's just my body's mechanism of, oop, we're getting uncomfortable. Let's tighten up. So those are just some of the small details, small signals that your body is telling you, hey, 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 I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to release what no longer serves you. Sarah, do you want to chime in a moment about this?
Oh, yeah. As a massage therapist, I have had women and men who start crying on the table when they are touched. And it's not because of pain necessarily, it's because of it releases an emotion. And so that um, sonomic response is very, very normal, uh, especially when we're going through a lot of things. It was really interesting. Had a couple of experiences when I was in massage school with this, and luckily for me, I was introduced to the world of emotions through emotion code and through some really great friends. And I'm so grateful that I was aware enough of
Mhm.
emotions to know how to deal with someone else experiencing their emotions coming free without freaking out or without being like, oh, I'm so sorry. I now tell like my massage clients, hey, you may experience, if this is your first massage, you may experience something. You could cry. You might have to pee a lot later. Like there's different ways that we release emotions when it comes through. And it's all good things. People think
Mhm.
if I go to the bathroom more, if I have to urinate more, if I cry, we associate these with bad things, and they're not. They're really good. Like one of my biggest pet peeves, and I hate this song, Big Girls Don't Cry. Hate that song. It drives me absolutely crazy. Drives me crazy because I'm like, no, gosh darn it. We are supposed to cry. We are supposed to get those emotions out. And when you tell people, boys and men, that they are weak somehow because they cry or show emotion, it drives me absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy because you know what? Typically, men are emotional stuffers. They stuff, they stuff, they stuff. They don't let it out. Women
Mhm.
are a little bit better, especially to our besties, right? We're like, goodness gracious, I call up Vicky. Oh my gosh, this happened, blah, 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 right? Like we are really good at about releasing to our friends. Maybe we don't release to the right person. That's a different that's a different story. But men do not release emotions very easily because they've been conditioned and trained that showing emotion somehow makes them
Weak.
less masculine. Yeah, weak or not strong or whatever. I don't know. Holding in your emotions does not make you a strong person.
I
You have to
agree.
release
Mhm. No, Sarah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I'm glad you brought that perspective onto this podcast because we must be willing to experience the clearing and the cleansing if we truly desire healing. Okay. Resisting the cleansing process makes healing more painful. And, surrendering rather to the experience allows you to continue on the path of healing. Now, these trapped negative emotions. So, what does it mean to be a trapped emotion? Well, my friends, releasing this trapped emotion, the higher the emotional intensity, the more likely it is to become trapped. Okay. The phrase trapped emotions usually means that the true self wants to express something that the false self doesn't want to express. Now, this has been new terminology in my life that I learned like 2 years ago. So relatively new, right? I've been around the moon many times. So let me help you understand that all of us, or every human that I know of, has struggled with this one time or another. So what is the meaning of one's false self? Because there's a difference. The false self is an artificial persona that people create very early in life to protect themselves from re experiencing developmental trauma, shock and stress, um, and close relationships. So, meaning our delusionary self creation process starts early in our childhood and it can trickle into adulthood. There's a difference between true self and false self. And the false self rests on the surface, okay, as the self presented to, as we present ourselves to the world, okay. It stands in contrast with the true self, which resides behind the facade or image. And this podcast is going to help you identify, release, and live free when you are given the tools that we are providing you to help you take a bigger look at what is truly bearing down on your soul, what is no longer serving you, that you are going to process and release. Y'all, this is doable for everybody, but we need to be clear of what the heck is going on. Sarah, you want to chime in? I mean,
No,
I'm
you did
like
really well.
reaching.
Trapped trapped emotions is something that I've been teaching people about for about 13 years now.
Mhm.
And something that I've gone on speaking, I've done speaking engagements and different things to speak about this. So it's something that I've been teaching people about for years. And unfortunately, people, just because you can't see a negative trapped emotion, they
Mhm.
don't believe necessarily that it's emotional, right? And
Mhm.
when I said last week that our last podcast, that our physical ailments are 95% emotional, this is what I'm talking about. We have a lot of our emotional things, and I just watched a great TikTok on this at a doctor, and he was talking about um, different medicines. And he said the challenge with most medicines is that we treat symptoms and we're not treating the trigger, what really is going on. And honestly, what's really going on 95% of the time is truly emotional. And so our
AKA trapped
body,
emotion,
yeah.
emotions, right?
And our bodies are trying to rid ourselves of that emotion. And that's where the pain sensation comes in. And sometimes we just want a quick fix, right? We just want
Oh, yeah.
head, the headache to go away. We want the backache to go away. We want the fever to go away fast. But you know what? All of those things are little warning lights. This doctor made this great analogy. I'm going to use his analogy. And if I can find that TikTok again, I will link it because it's really good. And he said, it's like driving in your car and your check engine light comes on. You've got two options. You can go find out what the problem is, or you can take the light bulb out of that check engine light. And that's basically what modern um, medications are designed to take out the check engine light, but doesn't really fit necessarily the problem. It's just like when you have a headache, what do? You take a Tylenol, right? But why do you have a headache? What's the underlying balance to that headache? And that's where we get into the emotional levels. That's where this comes in, where we have these trapped emotions, where we have like just this overwhelming experience. Um,
Mhm.
and I'm going to share really quick, like this, when I said it's biblical, in Matthew 7 through chapter 7, verses 7 and 8, it talks about, and it shall ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. And so in order, everybody will receive, right? But in order to receive those things, to receive answers, to receive blessings, to receive anything, we have to be open. We cannot be filled with hate and bitterness and gall and all the nasty negativity, right? We have to be open so we can receive that positivity, we can receive that light, we can receive the answers, we can receive the blessings, we can receive the miracles in our life. But when we are just full of all of this negative trapped emotions that's in our body and our tissues and our muscles, it will not allow us to receive that healing that we need, that light, that love, those blessings. And that goes not just for our bodies, that goes for like anything in life.
Yeah, girl, thank you. I mean, I don't know, can we get an amen? Truly, absolutely. So we are all used to the symphony of, Western medicine and how, or modern medicine and how it's take a pill, like all these things. But my friends, our essential oils are here to pair with us in our well-being. And we can take action as our first line of defense to help push along the emotions that no longer serve us. And these are the three oils that we recommend. The first oil is an oil blend called Forgive, and it is the essential oil for forgiving. This blend was formulated to assist individuals who desire to forgive. It is well understood that forgiving others actually set us free. What is this podcast discussing? Release and receive. Okay. This blend has spruce, bergamot, juniper berry, myrrh, arbor vitae, tea tree, thyme, citronella, and nutka. I think I'm saying it right.
Mhm.
My friends, this essential oil can help you if you are trying to release those emotions of being critical, judgmental, resentful, bitter, blaming, angry, unforgiving, and allow you to see the light and allow your body to help you do the healing. These oils don't do the healing, but they help us along our healing journey. That is the first oil we highly recommend. And in our show notes, we'll give you more detail. Sarah, what's the second oil that we recommend?
Our second oil is Ravintsara, and that's not an oil that can be it's not always available. So it's a limited edition oil and the oil of expansion. And this is part of that respiratory support. It's in our breathe blend. So if you can't get the right Ravintsara, you can get the breathe, which it's in there. And that is part of our like the release part, right? Like breath. Think of breath work. Breath is such an important release and receive, right? Because you blow out the bad air and you breathe in the good air, right? Like that's the
Mhm.
whole idea. And that's
Correct.
that's when I was saying like truth is truth. Like this is every part of our being is this idea of release and receive, release, receive, release, receive. And this oil helps with breath work. And so it's also helps with um focusing and reinvigorating the mind when we've been ruminating on stagnant thoughts. It's like sometimes we get mental fog and we start like, I don't know, the repetition in our brains, like shoulda, woulda, coulda, I should have done this. And we start ruminating on
Yep.
some of that negativity, right? And
Guilty of
this, well,
that.
aren't we all? And this one really helps to clear away that mental fog and brings in a lot of clarity. And it really does help individuals in accepting challenging experiences and assists them in discovering lessons and growth in difficult and painful events. It invites them to receive the deeper messages hidden within these circumstances. Again, the release, the receive, like we need to forgive others, right? Not necessarily for their benefits, but for our own benefits. And then we can receive in that light, that goodness. We can let go, right? Let go of the anger, the bitterness, the resentment. And now we're trying to expand in and bring that Raven Sarah is into that expansion, that breathing in, that breath of life. So that's why we chose Ravintsara. It's a fantastic oil that helps that expansion.
Yes. And emotions stored in our body parts are a real thing, my friends. All of these oils that we will forever mention can coincide with a specific body part. But this last oil that we wanted to share with you is called thyme, and it is the essential oil of releasing and forgiving. So, my friends, thyme is one of the most powerful cleansing or cleansers of the emotional body, and it assists in addressing trapped feelings which have been buried for a long time. Okay, let's be real. I've had a lot of trauma in my life, and I will probably share this on this podcast at a later time. But let me tell you, I'm here because of my mindset work. I'm here because of coaching, and I'm here because of these essential oils helping me identify what no longer serves me. We have all had buried, trapped emotions in our lifetime. We just went through, a world event if you were here since 2020. So, yes, we all have stuff that we need to work on and release. This oil is going to help you do the work. Time is powerful if you are feeling unforgiving, angry, raging, hateful, bitter, resentful. Y'all, let's be more tolerant, more patient, be open hearted. You got this, guys. These three oils are powerful. Use them as tools for your wellness.
That was awesome. You're absolutely right, Vicky. These are oils are perfect for pairing with this release and receive. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Essential Oil Scoop. We hope you have found this discussion informative and helpful. If you have any questions or topics that you would like us to cover in future episodes, please leave us a comment or reach out to us on social media. Don't forget to like, share, save, subscribe, and follow our podcast so that you get notified every time we upload a new episode. Until next time, stay healthy, keep using your essential oils to enhance your wellness journey, and we will talk to you really soon. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Be well, my friends. Bye.